exactly doing the same. Okay, so it is saying 626007. It is reading the element ID, and I want to get the parameters of it. Okay, so what I do, I'll check with the parameters. Okay, I'll type parameters here, which is giving lot of keywords here. I mean, these are called nodes. I'll explain you what is a node and how to understand it in today's session itself. Okay, so these are nodes actually, but end parameter, this is not the node. If I connect this to this, I will not able to get the parameters here. When I just check with this, when I connect this to this, it is not giving the parameters here. Okay, I want to see the parameter, but none of the nodes are working as my expectations. Then what to do? You need to know a technique how to call the actual node. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a simple technique. It's a first tech for the entire running program. Okay, it's called dot notation. Dot notation in the sense, generally, how do you explain you the dot notation? Everything. For example, if I ask your name, okay, if I ask a person name, so where there is a person, let me open a tool, my favorite tool. Let it open. I'll explain you in detail. Okay, so let's see where this is a BIM person's perspective. This is a BIM person's perspective actually. Okay, so I'll give you this tool for your practice. I mean, if you want to note something, and it's a full version. Okay, if you want to note something, don't note it down in any notes or somewhere. Okay, this is the best tool to map everything in seconds. Okay, and this is the best one. Just hold, just wait for a second. Who is this Microsoft account? Hi, who is this Microsoft account? May I know your name, please? Who logged in?
My name is Ram.
Sorry, sorry.
Ramaswamy.
Ramswamy.
Ramaswamy.
Oh, Ramswamy. Okay, fine. Hi. Okay, we just started now. We haven't finished even a single topic yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so where I selected an element here. Okay, for example, I have a person. Okay, if I want to know the person name, so I want a name of the person, and I want to know the height of the person, and I want to know the name of the mother. Okay, mother's name, like let's say, I'm sorry, let's control Z, mother name of this person, and I want to know the age of this person, and I want to know like what else? Age we already covered. Whatever. Let's consider lover name of this person. Okay. So I'm sorry. Name of this person. Okay. Now there is a technique here. There is a technique I'm going to use. It's like dot notation. Okay. Where I'm going to write, if I want to know the person name within the Dynamo, then it is like person dot name. If I want to know height of this person, person dot height. If I want to know the person mother name, mother name dot, where I'm using dot next to my object over there. Okay, let's consider this is like a this is a int actually. It's a floating topic. Let's say, okay, this is like a hint. Let's, what I supposed to show something. Okay, fine, whatever. So person dot mother name. Okay, that is object. It is object. Okay, and the one we are playing with, these are called subjects actually. So remember this topic, it's like object dot subject. So if you want to call a particular node, if you want to call a particular node within the Dynamo, you have to focus on the first object. What you're going to, I mean, what you're going to play with, and what you want to play with. Okay, I'll explain you. So for this, what is the node name, guys? Please unmute your mics.
Person dot age.
Perfect. Person dot age. For this one,
Person dot lover
Person
name.
dot lover name.
very good. Person dot lover name. Okay, fine. Because I'm well, let's say object dot person dot lover name. Okay, now I have an element here. Let's say copy the same. Oh, I'm sorry. I just copied here and pasted somewhere. Okay, now I have an element with me. Okay, I want to get the, let me delete all this stuff. I want to get the element name of it and ID of it, and parameters of it, and location of it, and geometry of it. So I want to know the geometry of it. Now tell me, what are the actual nodes to look for the dynamo? Look in the dynamo. Tell me quickly.
Element dot name.
Very good.
Element dot
Element dot name.
ID dot name.
Very good. So element dot ID, then
Yeah. Element dot parameters.
Very good. Element dot
Location. Element dot geometry.
Element dot geometry. That's it. Okay, perfect. Let's say copy the same here and I paste it here. I'll just paste it here. Now I got element dot name, and when I connect this to this, it is giving the name of it. Element name. Do you see this? Okay, let's go back to the expand again. Let's see element ID. I'll just paste it here, element dot ID. So when I connect this to this, it is saying it's an element ID. Do you see this? Okay, now let's see element dot parameters. I want to get, I'll just type it here, element dot get parameters. So when I connect this to this, it is giving the parameters. So I got what I'm expecting now. Do you see this? So this is what called dot notation, guys. This is what dot notation. Okay, where as a BIM modeler you can play with only 98 parameters, but a Dynamo programmer, I mean a BIM developer can play with more than 98 parameters. Do you know how many parameters would do we have for an equipment? Huh? Okay, let's consider these are like a 98 parameters. They are instance parameters, and if I want to get the type parameters, again there would be something around like 20 or 30. So almost around it's like a 120 parameters. That's it. But a programmer can see a number of parameters, the actual parameters behind the script. Okay, let me show you. How can I see that? For example, when I click on this element, just click on this element, I have a tool called Lookup Tool. So I'll be giving you this tool as well. Okay, when I click on Snoop current selection, this is the properties palette for the BIM developer. So we are going to play with this in the entire training program. If I want to know the name of this, so where I can see I don't have any element name parameter here, but where there's a name information. When I got that element name information, it will return this. If I use .id, it will return this 626007. If I want to check whether the element is pinned or not, I can't check here. Huh? I cannot check the element whether it's a pinned or not. You can't check, but the programmer can check with the help of this tool, which is saying it's a false. Clear? Are you clear? Okay, what else we can see? In which workset it was there? Of course, we can see the workset ID here. Okay, and view specific. Is it a view specific element? No, because view specific elements in the sense tags, annotations. Is it? So when it comes to the unique ID, as we have an element ID, we do have a GUID as well. So that is a GUID, and there is a unique ID. Okay. Well, what type of equipment is this? Let's say this, it's like 100 amp. It's like 100 amp and 6260368. What is this? Even this is also an element ID of the particular type. Like how we are playing with an element IDs. Okay, tell me one thing. How many of you worked on Navisworks? Aditya, Arun, Asfan, Divyan, Sam, Sivadevan, Sumant, and who is that another one? Microsoft account? Ram Swami. How many of you are very aware of this Navisworks tool? Who? Aswan.
Yeah, but no,
Yes,
let's
sir. I
check.
am.
It's long time.
Hope everyone. Max, like out of you seven, like most of you know this Navisworks, how to play with the Navis. Okay, where have you ever faced that when you copy the element ID from a Navisworks, and when you try to paste it in the Revit, it was not showing that actual element. It was showing something else. It was showing it's like a grayed out. Have you ever tried that? I mean, have you ever faced it before?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will it.
Uh,
Yes. How?
yes, sir. By you for the
It
electrical
will
models,
select.
they
It will select,
are
but
not
it will not
Not
show
only
the
the electrical models, good. Not only the electrical models, for every object, for every element you will be, guys, once you unmute your mic again, once you are done with your your answers, then please mute it back again, because like we're getting more noise. Okay, hope my voice is clear to you, right? My voice is clear, right? There is no such a background noise or nothing, no? Okay, perfect, thank you.
Yes, sir, you
Well,
are clear.
Yes, it's clear.
thank you. Okay, where I can see this ID of the particular type here. When I click on the type ID, it is showing one more ID here, 6206368. Okay, so there is a type ID also. What if, where is this type coming from? It's coming from a different family. It's coming from a different family. Where is that family? Okay, when I click on this, it has a one more ID again, 619639. Again, see, the ID has a, the type has a different ID. The type has a different ID, and it is and the family has a different ID again. Okay, where is this family coming from? It's coming from a different category. When I click on this category, again there is a different ID. So where our ID ends here? For one object, it has four different IDs. Most of you know only one ID till now. It is only the element ID, but we have an element type ID, element family ID, element dot category ID. Okay, so we have a four different IDs for every object. Okay, when you copy this object, let's say I'll just copy this. It's not the one. When I copy the 620368, copy the value. Let's click OK. Let's find, go to the manage tab, and let's go to the manage and select by ID. When I copy and just click on show here. Okay, let's say click OK. It's grayed out. And which is showing that type actually. Now you have access to change the type. It means that is not the ID of that element. How come a same element, one element has a different IDs? No, it's not possible. It must be a unique ID. But what is this ID when you copy from the Navisworks? It is a different ID. It's a type ID. Okay, where for one element you have a four different IDs. Okay, when you are into the pure programming, you are not going to play with the parameter names. Okay, you will be playing with the IDs actually. Okay, so that's a different one. Okay, well, let's see. Now this is a type ID, and where we have a family ID. Well, let's see. When I go to this and Snoop current selection, I can see some, what do you see, like ID. What are these parameters? What are all these parameters? When I click on any of the one, again it has a different parameters. Let's say when I click on in it again, it has a different parameters again. And when I click on this again, it has a different parameters. Let's say click OK. And when I click on the category, again it is a lot of parameters. When into the subcategories, again it has a different parameters. And who is the parent of this? Again, subcategories, again name map. See, for one equipment, for one element, it has a lot of parameters that you can't see and you can't play with it. Only the BIM developers can play with those kind of IDs. So that's the reason most of the people will like to learn programming tool. And trust me guys, that is not the toughest part if you know the complete key concepts. And I'm going to teach you the complete key concepts. I'm not going to here explain the scripts which I already have, like a YouTube. Generally the YouTube viewers, what do they do actually? They'll play with some script for like 1 hour to 2 hours, and they'll keep playing, and then finally they made a video. And we are not doing that here. Okay, I'm not going to explain you any of my existing scripts that I already made. Okay, I would like to see you in a level that you should create your own scripts by yourself without any reference. I don't want you to Google it anymore. If you see my students feedback, it was like existing students feedback, it was like a very amazing if you go through the feedbacks which I've shared you already, hope you've seen that. Okay, that was true and they're very happy with it. And we started asking this feedback from since when I started my new organization. Before that I tried more than around like almost overall like trying 200 200 to 250 around in between. Okay, so well, don't worry about the training program, that would be very fruitful. And the way I teach, it's like a spoon feeding. If you're not happy with my examples, if you're not able to understand what I'm saying, or if you're on mobile and you're busy and you can't you didn't listen, but still I'm happy to answer your questions. Still, I'm not leave you with the one example, I'll give you the second example. If you don't understand, again I'll give you the third example. Still not happy, take a full night, no problem at all. Okay, the ultimately what I need is the student satisfaction, that's it. And by the end of the I'm only working for my company, and I love teaching. I'm not doing it for like for a money sake. I love teaching, and I'm very happy to see you on a board with a good designation, that's it. Okay, well, let's coming to the topic. So where this is a parameters. Okay, now I want to see the type parameters, guys. Okay, no, that's not in this topic. I'll explain you that in a later sessions. Once you covered with our data types, then we'll be playing with a type parameters. Okay, well, so do you have any questions in this dot notation for now? No, right? Sure.
Sir, one small doubt is there.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, actually, the different parameters you shown, right, sir, by using that Dynamo tool or something else, some tool you shown, right, sir.
Uh-huh.
So we can able to like edit like instant parameter in that tool also, sir.
Uh,
Sir, every for
no. It's like a reference. Generally, I'll tell you. That was
okay,
created by
okay,
a developer.
okay,
Who are into the advanced field. I mean, for example, if you're looking for something, there is a
okay,
990 pages document. Would you like to go through
okay,
for with every page? No, right?
okay.
How do you find
No,
it?
sir, no,
So
sir.
do you like to carry that 990 pages book with you? I mean, wherever you go. All right. For
No,
that
sir,
sake,
no.
they have developed an application called it's a Lookup Tool. Okay, and it's a very
Okay,
very friendly tool. Who is into the BIM Pro? I'll give you that. Don't worry. Okay.
okay, okay,
I'll share
okay,
you
okay, okay,
in
sir.
your training program. I'll explain you how to play with it also. Okay, fine.
Okay, okay,
So
sir. Okay.
now tell me, I want to delete this element completely. I want to delete this element completely. How do you do this? How to delete that? How to delete that? Use delete key. Is it?
Select ID.
No. I'm asking you. I have an element with me. I have an element with me. Let's go back to the same topic again. So I delete. Now tell me.
Element dot
That's it. Why you're thinking for? What do you think for exactly? Element or delete? The same thing. It's like a dot notation. So if I type the same thing, let's copy the same from here. Control C. Let's get back to this again. Control. I'm sorry. Delete. So it's element dot delete. Now, what if when I connect this element to this, it will delete that object? Do you see this? So, I mean, whatever you want to do, I mean, there is a method called dot notation. So this is not, this is just even not even the complete topic. It's just a basic information that you can play with a dot. We have a different kind of a methods to call nodes. Okay. Well, I'll explain you everything. I'll explain you everything. Let's say undo isn't working. Why? I didn't get my element back. I'm not getting my element back. Why? What happened? Anybody knows the answer? No?
Element I you deleted with the element ID, no?
Element that undo.
Whatever it
Element
is,
undo.
if I undo it, it has to be back, no? Okay, where
Yes,
sometimes if you
minute
by
to
mistake,
move.
very good. I'll explain you. What happens? There is a undo here, and if you check here, there is a Dynamo script exit. I'm muting everyone again. Okay, thanks, sir, because so much noise. Okay, so where it is saying that I have executed a script 3 times. I have a 3 undos here. If you want to see your element back, just undo within the Revit, because the action which has happened in the Revit itself. Okay, when I go back, redo again here, it will place all the nodes back. Okay, whatever. So select model element. I want to select this model element, and this is fine. And I want to play with the element dot parameters. So now I can simply type, and when I can connect this to this. Well, let's find. I want to see how many elements were there of the particular category. I mean, what is this category? Guys, what is this category? What's the category?
Equipment, electrical
Equipment.
equipment.
Perfect.
Electrical.
So I'm looking for a categories. So I type categories here. So I got the categories node with a drop down option. So what I do, I'll just choose the electrical equipment. So when I connect the electrical equipment here, and where can I connect this? Can I directly connect this to this? Can I directly connect this to this?
No, you have to select model element. You have to connect, and then to the parameters.
No, but I don't have any select model option here, no, which is saying that you have a category. I choose the category as an electrical equipment. Okay, now I'm going to explain you a different concept again. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I have a category information. I have a category. So category is an object here for me. So categories, let me delete all this. So categories, and I'm expecting all elements of it. All elements of it. Clear? All elements of it. And I want to again, could you please mute yourself again? Yeah, muted. Okay, fine. All elements of it, and I want to get the categories location of it. So whatever, if I want to see anything, categories dot all elements of it, it won't work because there is a different method again that would be explained maybe in the 4th class or 5th class. Okay, well, let's say categories all elements of it. Now I don't use the entire sentence over there like it's a categories dot all elements of it, where let me try with a different method. So all elements, when I type all elements, it is saying that all elements of a type, all elements at level, all elements in active view, select all element, all elements at level. Now try to understand in in a very generic English. Okay, now like how we are discussing, like if I say all elements of a type, I mean if you connect a type to it, it will give you all the elements of the particular type. That's it. When I select this all elements at level, what it does do, I mean when you connect a level information to this, when you connect the level information to it, let's say levels, it is expecting the level, you will be knowing all this later on, don't confuse. Okay, this is if I choose a roof level, when I connect these levels to the level, it is saying that okay, there are 34 elements or in a roof level. What if I go with a level 1? Now it is saying that we have a 3002 elements in a level 1. What if I'll just go with, it is changing instantly. Level 2, it is saying 1098 I have, and then level 3 I have a 831 elements. So this is how actually that is expecting. Now I'm going to reveal you the second technique. It's a second tip, it's in the first class itself. Okay, so what is that? Let's say we have a, I mean for example, how many of you are very interested to break your toys when you were in childhood? Who used to do that? Huh? I used to do it.
One.
I used to do it. I used to do it. I used to repair all the, I mean, it's a new one or doesn't matter. It's an old one. If I see an electronic thing, I used to break it and I'll see all the parts within it. How many of you do? I mean, how many of you did that before when you were in childhood? Tell me frankly.
Yeah, of course, everyone.
Everyone, huh? Okay, so let's go with Aditya. Do you have that? Do you have that habit? No.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Arun.
Yes, yes.
Arun. No.
I am doing that. Now also I am doing that.
You're still doing that. Okay. Okay. Great. That's fun.
The same here.
Oh, yeah, same too. Okay.
I
Divya?
used to.
Yeah, even I do that. Even I do that now. But because of my wife is a very so I'm not doing that now. Okay.
Okay.
She's a monster. Okay, fine. Anyhow, uh, what we'll do it? We'll do the same. Let's break this a node into two parts. Now what we are doing, we are playing with a different parts. Okay. It's not an electronic device. It's just like a basic thing. So if you break a node into two parts, then you can see two different things. So let's get into this. What if you break? Let me get this snapshot. Let me get the snapshot and I'll paste it here. Now I would like to break this into the two parts. One, what is this? Okay, one is an input, and on the second hand, let's see, and second one is a out. Sometimes it irritates. Okay, and second one is a output. Let's say I'll just use the format for your understanding now. I'll just go with that two sides, and one is on this side. So the left hand side part we called as an inputs, and right hand side we called as an output. If I break into two parts, okay. So if I copy the same thing, and paste it here, okay. I'll just use the same. I'll just copy somewhere here. Now the tricky part is the output and input should match. The output and input should match always, otherwise it will give you the warning. Remember this, the output and the input should match. The output of this is what? It's an elements, and the input that is expecting it is a level. Will it work? Will they work? Huh?
No, sir.
No, right?
We need to come with elements idea or something. We need to come with element information.
Very good, very good. Let's say I'll just go with the levels here. I'll just copy the levels content here, and let me delete this, and I would like to paste that here. Okay, now the output which is expecting what we are getting, it's a level, and the input this is expecting it is a level. So when I connect this node to this, will it work?
Yes, sir, it will work.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It works, right? Okay, great. So this is the second tip for today. Okay, let's try practically with more examples where the element, what is the output here? What I'm getting is an output here. It's an element, is it? And what is the input that is
Element.
expecting? It is an element, so it works. So one is success. And the second example, so the output what I'm getting is an levels, and the second the output is a levels, and input that is expecting it is a level again. So when I connect the levels to the level, it works again. Now where I have a third example, so categories, all elements of category. Okay, the output that is expecting, it's a, what is it expecting? The output what we are getting is a category, and input it is expecting a input that is expecting category
Category
again.
only.
Now the technique is hover the cursor on this. Okay, hover the cursor on this. Here can you see where it is showing four different parts? The top right is all elements in the active document of a given type, that is a node description, and beside that it is a node image. Okay, and in the down to it, it is saying input and output. I mean, what you have to connect, what it is expecting. I mean, what is that node expecting and what you will be getting as an output. So you have to focus on this part even. Okay, now when I hover the cursor on this input, it's not saying anything, so forget about this for now. So all elements in view, and try to understand any one of these four will give you the clear picture. I mean, either the description or input or output. Get all the elements which are visible in the active view. No. All elements at level. No. All elements of category. Get all elements of the specified category from the model. So it is almost similar to what we are actually looking for, is it? So when I connect this to this, all elements of category. Now, yes, we're done. So when I connect this to this, will it work, guys? Because the output what we are getting is a category, and the input what it is expecting it's a category again. So will this work?
Can you repeat? Can you repeat one more? This one.
Well, why not? So let me do it again. So where I have to check within the node library, so I checked, I mean, I'm coming one by one. So all elements at level, all elements in active view, select wall element. So select wall element. When I choose this, this is not the node actually, it's supposed to be all elements. This is expecting a level and we have a category with me. So not this one. So when I all elements at level, still this is expecting a level, and no, not this one. All elements of category. Okay, place all this at the same time. All elements of category, all elements of family type, all elements at level, all elements of category in view. This one, this one, this one. Let's place all the nodes. Let's place all the nodes, and we'll go one by one. Okay, it's working. See now, I got some sort of a look points over there. Well, this is not expecting anything. Let's delete it. And we are getting as a category. We are getting output as a category. Let me erase all the drawings. So we are getting as an output as a category, and there is no such a category node, so it's not the one. Level and includes partial elements, this is not the one. And this is a category and it is expecting the family type, so this is not the one. So all elements in view and views. So when I connect this, generally what happen, it will not return anything. It will not read anything. Okay, so when I connect this to this, okay, now these two nodes have something which is like a category. When I connect the category to it, it is not at active. How do you know whether the node is active or not? The node, if it is an active, it means, for example, you're expecting something from your dad. Okay, but he didn't bring that. He didn't bring anything else. Then you'll have dissatisfied, is it? So if you're not satisfied, then you would be like you'll be giving a different expressions, is it? So this is giving a different expression now. What if I connect something to it? I mean, you're expecting something and your dad brought something. Then again, you change your expression, is it? So these are called expressions. You will be knowing that later. I mean, how the node behaves. Okay, so let's say category. I can't connect the category to the view here because that is expecting, I mean, it's giving an output as a category and it is expecting an view as an input. So you should not connect this to this. What if when I connect the category to this category, which is returning some 29 elements here, so it means the node is satisfied. It has only one input, and one output. So when you connect the category to it, it's saying total 29 elements. What if in a category, what is the view here? Still it returns 29 elements. But what if I have a view? Let's say active view. Active, you will be knowing all this, like how I'm doing with I'm doing with my practice. You will come to know later on. Let's say go with the views. Let's go with the views. And if I have any view, like what is the actual view? Main electrical distribution. So if I type main electrical distribution, I have two views actually. Let's say connect this to this. It is returning 17 elements. What if I go with the second one? It is also written in the 17 electrical equipments. I mean, what I'm asking, I want to see that elements of the particular category in the particular view. Do you understand now? Let's cross check whether it's right or not. I would like to turn off all the other elements. I'll turn off all the other elements except the electrical equipment. Let's say when I select all this and when I click on filter, it is returning like 17 electrical equipments with the 17 tags. So that is what we got here, 17. Okay, what is the second node? What is the second one here? So it is saying it's a 29 elements. Okay, maybe in the entire model. Let's go and check in 3D. VV. Let's turn off everything again. Let's turn on only electrical equipment. So when I select all the equipments, now it is saying total 29 elements. Do you see this? It's saying total 29 elements. So this node is giving you like 29 elements. I mean 29 electrical equipments. If I say how many ducts I do have, like in active view, in the main electrical distribution, VV, I would like to turn on everything again. Let's make it back. Okay, I want to see how many ducts I have in the active view. Let's say type ducts. Now it is saying, oh, why it is not showing any ducts in the active view? We have ducts here. We have some ducts here. Let's say when I connect this view to this, still it is saying why it is saying something wrong. We have a ducts here. Maybe let me Control C, Control V. Still returning. It is still returning the null value. Sometimes it will play like this. Now we have a 724 ducts. We have 724 ducts. Even this is a duct actually, but not within that range. Let's go with a no. All what is that one actually? All elements of a category in the particular view. So when I connect the category to this, and when I connect, this is a different view actually. Maybe that's a main electrical distribution. When I connect this to this, which is returning, we have a 19 ducts in it. We have a 724 ducts in the entire model, and we have a 19 ducts in only the particular view. Do you understand this logic, guys? Do you understand the second logic? So what is the first one? That is like a dot notation that I explained you, and the second one is the input and output. So not even, we didn't cover even a single one key concept. Likewise, we have a 7 key concepts. Each and every concept would be will take like more than 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Okay, and you will be having some assignments as well. So I mean, it's in a day wise. Well, that's and analytical distribution views. Now I would like to ask you something. Let's play with one more example for today and we'll leave. Okay, so generally the training would be from 8:30 to 10 o'clock. If you have more questions, it would be extended till 10:15 or like 10:30. 10:30 also sometimes it was like 11 also. If you have a patience to learn, then I have a lot of energy to learn. I mean, teach you. Okay, well, let's play with the one more example for today and we'll leave. Can I ask you some questions? Can I ask you some questions?
Yes, sir.
Sure, sure.
I want to know the actual length of this. I want to know the actual, where is the length information here? Yeah, here, 996.0.5. I want to know the length information of the particular object. I mean the duct, the round duct. So how do I get that? Is there any method? Can you please explain here?
Yeah, category, element.
So categories, okay, and then elements, then what?
Element ID.
Element ID.
ID then.
element ID, then
Length.
Category elements, then element ID, then length.
then what?
It will be select equipment, then element dot length.
Element dot length. Huh? So why don't you try in that method? I mean, that's a good answer.
Yeah, yeah. It's first
Element dot
example which you have shown. Element,
exactly.
then add element dot length.
Element dot length. Huh? Okay, so it's not a
Yes.
category. It must be select model element. Is it?
Element. Yes.
Select model element and element dot length. Let's try. Let's try. I muted everyone again. So let's go back to our Dynamo. I would like to select that element first. Where is my first example? So I'll just select model element. I just click on it, and now I have an element here. Let's check element dot length. Well, can I element dot length? No, we don't have. Okay, let's try a length. Let's try length. Okay, inspect length. Where there is a inspect length. Let me delete this node. Let me delete this node. String dot length. And where there is a length, segment length, curve dot length. What is the curve dot length? Okay, vector dot length. Cuboid dot length. There are a lot of length nodes, but actually there is no node that what I'm actually expecting. When I connect this to this, no, warning, 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 warning. Okay, no, just give me a second, guys. Indeed, 15 minutes. Okay, so ID param length. Hey, no. Okay, fine. Anyhow, good try. Let me explain you what is the general method. Okay, actually what we are trying to get is a value of the particular parameter. When I select this, I'm not going to play with the generally in Dynamo. Remember one thing, okay, blindly you're not going to play with the elements, you're going to play with some sort of a data. If you want to control an element, I mean, of course you can move like wise this, like this, or else if I want to control a length of this like this, either I can control the length or like from the top elevation, from the middle elevation, where is a reference level, and the horizontal justification and vertical justification, or with any other parameter. Clear? So let's try to play with the data here. Okay, where I'm going to play with I need a length parameter value here. So what I do is I'll just check with the parameter. So parameter. So let's get with get type parameter. Get type parameter. What do you mean? It is when I connect this to this model elements. Get model elements and parameter name. Okay, likewise we have actually Dynamo.c is our own I mean my own package, and we have a package for BIM on BIM Era name as well. I mean we are going to release like around 100 nodes in it in next 1 or 2 months. We already published it due to some issues, like we stopped it for a while. We deprecated it for a while. You will be knowing that what is a deprecated in future sessions. Okay, well, where is that? No, nowhere. Okay, let's check. Get, I want to get a parameter value by name. So get parameter value by name. This is a very important note that you keep using on every script, guys. These are like I mean we have some set of nodes called like twin nodes. Twin node in the sense wherever you use this node, you will definitely use another node as well. Okay, I'll explain you what is that node also. First of all, as per our requirement, so what I'm saying is I have an element with me. Let's cut this into the two parts. Wherever there is a dot, cut it over there. So I splitted it. So I found a dot here. Okay, so element is the first part and the second part is this. So get parameter value by name. What I'm asking is I want to get the parameter value by parameter name. So actually it's supposed to be the parameter name, element dot get parameter value by parameter name, but it's too lengthy. So you can't see, I mean, you can't see these kind of nodes because it's too lengthy. So what do they do? They'll simply truncate, I mean, they'll simply, or else they can publish that like get parameter. Let's consider like get param, VL, they can call it as a VL by again param name. So element dot get param val by param name. They can do, I mean, to truncate the entire text, they can, you can create like your own nodes. Okay, for but when in our case generally uh, there is a default node called element dot get parameter value by name. So try to understand, you are trying to get a parameter value by its parameter name. So when it is expecting an element, so I connected an element. So what is the parameter name? So what is the parameter name actually? Which parameter will consider? It's a length. Okay, I'll just use a code block, or I'll just, when I hover the cursor on this, in the second line, I mean in the third line, it is saying it's a string. So I'll type, okay, that is expecting a string. So when I connect a string, that's a string. Okay, I type length here. Length here, when I connect this to this, it is not showing anything. Why? As I said, it has to print the length value, but still it's not returning the value. Why? Case sensitive. Remember, when you're playing with any object, with any parameter, all the strings should be the case sensitive. So we called it as a case sensitive. I mean, each and every keyword, it's like a camel case. No, it's not a camel case. It's a Pascal case. What do you call it? Okay, whatever it is. Okay, so each and every word, I mean, in every word, for example, bottom, B is caps, elevation, E is caps. When it comes to the start, middle, elevation, S caps, M caps, E caps. So when it comes to the slope, S caps, system type, S and T caps, additional flow, A and F caps, pressure drop, P and D caps. Okay, so when you're playing with any kind of a parameters, you have to remember when you're playing with the Dynamo, especially it's a case sensitive. So it won't accept if you mistake, like if it is L, and if you give caps E, it won't return anything. Okay, some of the cases it will show you a warning like there is no such a parameter. For example, I'll show you that later. When I click on length, it is returning like 5100. Now we got that value. It's like a length parameter. It's like a 5100 now. Now tell me how to get a value of the mark parameter. Anyone? I want to get the value of the mark parameter. Uh-huh. What is that?
Add string to the mark.
Change the length to mark. That's it.
That's it. Change the length to the mark. So it will return the mark value. What if I get it like a diameter? If I type diameter, it will print 250. What if I type end middle elevation? End middle elevation. When I type end middle elevation, it returns like 14 on 298 and so and so. Okay. Well, at the top elevation, let's type top elevation. So when I type top elevation, it returns like 49, 298 something else. And when I type horizontal justification, let's see the magic now. Horizontal justification, it is returning 0. What is that? Actually, it is returning, it's like a center. It was there, it's like a center. By what? Why it is showing 0? That is where you stuck. I mean, you can't continue if you don't know like how to play with some sort of a things. Where? Let's try. Instead of vertical horizontal justification, I'll just go with the vertical justification. It is again returning the 0. How come? Let's go with any face created. Let's go with the face created now. Face created. Again, it is returning face, but actually it has to print new construction, but it is showing something else. I don't know why. Let's check with the face demolished. Is it written at least? Will it return the null value? Demo list. This is fine. When it comes to the face demolish, this is fine, and for additional flow, that is fine. For diameter, it is fine. Mark value, it's working fine. Top elevation, middle elevation. But why for horizontal justification? But why it's not working for the vertical justification? That's because of the data types. That's because of the data type, guys. That's we are going to learn in tomorrow's session. Okay, the main topic is the data types. Without knowing the data types, you can't play with any kind of unknowns. The very important session is the data types. It will kill the complete 2 hours tomorrow. Okay, so data type is very important, and tomorrow session is very important for till the end of the session. You keep playing with the data types only. I keep asking you what is a data type. I keep asking you like what is a integer, where we have to put an integer. So this a data types is a very important concept. That is the first key concept out of 7. Okay, so don't miss tomorrow's session. And for few of you, today it's like just a demo. I mean, if you like the session, you may continue with the tomorrow's session as well. I mean, you can continue this training, or else you may leave. Doesn't matter. Okay, well, let's say data types. Let's say data types. What are the data types? I'll just give you a quick introduction. What is a data types? We have an integer, we have a string. The one actually we got the value 0, it's an integer, and the one we type as for the parameter value, that is a string. When do you use a string? When do you use the integer? When do you use a double? What is a double here? Generally, if you when you are in a engineering, you supposed to heard that float, like in C language, %d, %c, %f. Hope you try to recall when I'm saying all this. It's like a double in the sense, generally, I'm sorry, it's function lock F2. So if my name, like my number, like 9160 567890, it's my number. And if I type the same number 9160, I mean 916 dot 56, I mean 0 and 567890, it's called a decimal values. Where you see the dot here, it's called a decimal value. Where is it? 916 0567890. This is a decimal value. If you see a decimal value, we called it as a string. That's it. And what do you mean by string? For example, if you call my if you call a company name, it's like a BIM Era Private Limited. Whatever you can consider, it's a parameter name, whatever it is, it's like a string text. Or you can call the special characters as well. Let's say 1 2 3 4. There's also a string, and hyphens, and all these are like a strings itself. Okay, when it comes to where we have a Boolean values. Boolean values in the sense, like let's say Boolean. Let me type Boolean. True or false. Boolean in the sense we are questioning something. Is it true or no? Is it yes or no? Yes or no? Is it true or false? And check or uncheck. True or false? Check or uncheck. Okay, like what is a check or uncheck? Some see size lock. Size lock is a parameter which is like a checkbox. So how do you play with it? You can't play with this get parameter value by name. You can't use the string node here. You understand? There is a different method to play with strings. There is a different method to play with numbers. There is a different method to play with double and booleans, and where there is a null, element ID, everything. Like we have a different like element ID, and what else, like boolean. That's it. Null value. That's it. So we are going to play with this in detail tomorrow, guys. Clear? Do you have any questions for today? Do you have any questions for today? And what you are going to learn in this entire, what you are going to learn this entire, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, tell me.
This all about the data only, right? What about the modeling? What about the modeling?
Modeling in the sense?
We can do with Dynamo.
You can do with the Dynamo. Okay, that's good thing. Let's
So
see.
we can do substructure.
Structures in the sense?
Can do the substructure. If suppose if we have ceiling with the Dynamo, we can do substructure with a single click.
Substructure in the sense?
Ceiling substructure, like.
Yes, of course you can do it. You can do it. Okay, let me show you a quick example. Let me show you a quick example. How do you play with the Dynamo for the geometry? Let's say point dot by coordinate. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why, because it's a different concept again. Okay, so point dot by coordinates. Let's say I have a point here. So whenever I place the node here, which plays one point here. Okay, well, let's go and paste it one more, and I have a one more point. And if I want to control that point, I have a one more point here that I selected 2 points here. Actually, I select the 2 points, and let's say I'll make it 0. I'll make this 0. Now I have two different points. Okay, now I want to draw like a line along with this. So what I do, I'll just go with a line dot by start point and end point. Start point and end point. Let's say line dot start point and end by start point and end point. Okay, now I have 2 points. So when I connect this to this, and when I connect this to this, so there is a line. Now I want to use this line to create a wall. Let's say wall dot by something, whatever you can go with this wall dot it needs a curve, so I can connect this to this. You'll be knowing like why, as per my example, it is expecting a line. I mean, it's getting an output as a line, and this is expecting a curve. Why do you connect this to this? That is a different concept. Again, I'll explain you in future sessions. Okay, and that is expecting the height of the wall. So let's consider 4,000 when I just connect this to this, the height, and what it is expecting a level. So level, when I connect this from level 1, in level 1 you just have to type. And what is a wall type here? Again, it is expecting the wall type. I type wall types here, wall types selection. Let's say I can choose any of the wall. When I connect this to this, it has placed one wall here, 89114. 89114. Let me minimize this. Let me expand this and go to the manage tab. Select by ID. I'm sorry. Select by ID 89114. So let's say click show. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. And when I click on box, now I can see a wall here. VV. I can see a wall here. Do you see this? I can see a wall. That's a very small wall, because like we used only it is like very smallest wall. If I set it's like a 17. Okay, what if I change the X direction? I'll change the X direction to something around 1000. So it's a 1000 mm wall now. It's a 1000 mm wall. Now you can see a bigger wall. Can you see this? Now it's a clean wall. So this is one type of a modeling that you can do with the help of like a Dynamo. And one thing, let me show you. I have a points here. I mean, I have a complete like. Let's consider this is not like. Let's consider it's not 1,000. Let's make it 10,000. Let's make it 10,000. It's a very big wall now. It's a very lengthy wall. It's like 10,000 mm wall. Okay, perfect. Now what I want to do is I want to split this entire into the parts. Say, let's say we called it's like element dot where this is, instead of using this curve at parameter, pointed parameter, let's get it done. When I connect this to this, now I have a point here. Now I would like to go with like I'd like to split that into 5 parts. So what I do, 0 double dot 1 double dot, why you use like 0, I mean what is this coding, don't ask me, you will be knowing it in future sessions. Okay, 0.05. so I'm getting like 21 points, so I'll just go with a 0.10, 0.20, I think 10,000 mm. I think this is fine. When I connect this to this, it has placed 5 different points, I mean like 6 different points in 6 different places. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, now what I do, let's go and check it's a equal or not. Yeah, it's a equal. So what I do, I want to place some families over there. Family instance dot by point. I have a point. So I connect the point to this, and it is expecting the family types. So what I do, I'll just connect the family types to it. So where, let's go and play with chairs. Do we have any chair family here? CM chair. No, we don't have any chair. Let's say load it. Insert load family. Of course, you can directly load families from with the help of a Dynamo as well. Okay, that is a different thing again. English, whereas in furniture, chairs, like seating. No, seating we can go with. Yeah, I like this chair. I like one more chair also. Yeah, this is. Yeah, not this one. Huh? There's a different one actually. Okay, fine. Let's go with this. It has a fusion. I just loaded. It's a chair Kerbu. M chair Kerbu, right? I would like to select the same chair from the family types. M underscore chair Kerbu chair. Fine. When I connect this to this, I'm sorry, it is point and there's a family type. So when I connect this to this, it has placed like 6 chairs onto it. And if I want to see the same chairs within the geometry, I can do one thing, element dot geometry. So you will be knowing all this later. Don't confuse us. Since you asked me, as I promised, if you ask me something, whether it is an advanced or like basic, I'll definitely explain you that. Okay, either it is out of the training hours, still doesn't matter for me. I'll explain you and I'll show you for sure. See now, I can see the chairs in different, I mean on this wall, on this points actually. Do you see this now? That is what actually, I mean if you go and check within this, where there is no chairs here, where we turned off the furniture equipment here. So when I can turn on this family furniture, now those are into the walls. How do you set an offset? That is a different part again. Okay, you I mean it's not, I mean you can't with a one single node, you can't place all the things. You have to set a face of the particular wall on which direction you want me to place the chairs. Do you want me to flip the chairs to on the other side or however? Okay, so let me set this. Hope, who asked this question? Arun Reddy, is it? Arun Reddy? So hope you understand, like for example, if you have a ceilings, I mean, if you want to control the grid position, like I mean if you want to change a ceiling position from like 600 into 600 to the 400 into 600, still you can change it. First of all, you should know like how to play with the system families. So once you start playing with the system families, then how do you bring that actual elements into the height of the ceiling? Too much noise, getting too much noise. Well, so this is what guys, and what else we are going to learn in this entire training module. It is like up to, I'll just give you a quick example. This is called a design scripting, what I'm going to teach you now. So for example, I don't want to use this entire like element.get parameter value by name. I don't want to use any nodes. If you go to any 2 years experienced Dynamo person and you ask him to write something within the design script, he can't do it. Definitely, I'm damn sure he can't create it. But when it comes to this, what is a dot notation? I'm showing you. Just try to understand, don't scare. Okay. So if I type elements dot elements dot element dot get parameter value by name, how it is getting when I start typing something, it is giving you some sort of a like let me type again. So when I typing C, which is giving some sort of an functions, so we call this as an intelligence, I mean, which is applying some intelligence with some common sense. When you're typing something, it will give you only those values. As I see, in every keyword there is an element. When I start typing point here, it is show only the point, curve by points, there is a point again, reference point, it is again there is a point. So it will understand what the user is actually looking for. So elements dot element dot get parameter value by name, and what it is expecting. See, again it's giving you two more options, which is in in a different method again. Now I know very friendly, like because I used to play with this. So elim, and the second one is a param. So the first one, it is expecting an element, and the second one, the first one it is expecting an element, and second one it is expecting a param. So when I connect this somewhere here, where is that? Is it the same example? Yeah, here. Is it here? No? Yeah, no, here. So if I don't want to use this node, you can create your own. When I connect this to this, let's check. When I connect this to this element, and when I connect this to this, it will give you the same output. It will give you the same output. Even if you are going to play with the same elements, number of elements, still instead of select model element, you will select model elements. So that is how, I mean, you will be knowing all these tricky parts in later. I'll explain you more tricky things in the entire training session. Okay, no worries. Hope you enjoyed this today's session, and do you have any questions? You can ask me now.
Yeah, actually, I want to know, means, what is the exact use of Dynamo in MEP? Means, practically where we use this Dynamo. Means, where should we learn this Dynamo?
That's a good thing. That's a good question again. Where I can explain you. For example, I'm sorry, I'm muted. Don't unmute. Where you can use it. For example, you have a 50 floors building, guys. You have a 50 floors building, and you have to place like 100 fire alarm devices. 100 fire alarm devices in every floor. So you started placing like in the first floor, and you start placing the second floor. How long it will take to finish placing the entire I mean all the families, based on understanding the ceiling levels. Those are not in a ceiling, those are not in a one common ceiling level. I mean, in one room the ceiling height is like 3200 to 50, but in the second room it's like 3000, and in the third room it was like 3100. I mean, somewhere it is like a rope ceilings, and there are different ceilings actually. So likewise, even it is not a typical, it's a different. So how do you, I mean, how long it will take to place the total 50 floors, 100 elements? So 50 into 100, so it's almost like 5000 elements. How long it will take to place the 5000 elements in the only one fire alarm devices? Forget about the lighting fixtures, forget about the diffusers, and forget about everything. I mean, the ceiling fixtures. So how long it will take to place only one category? Tell me. Just give me a rough figure. How many days it will take?
So in Revit as well, we can copy paste to the copy. We can copy to the selected labels, no? In Revit as well.
Sorry,
Yeah, we can copy by level to level.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
in Revit as well we can.
that's what I'm saying. Copy to level. When if it is on a typical, that is fine. If it is not a typical, then if it is not a typical,
Yes.
then it's a tough,
Correct.
right? Okay.
Yeah, it will be.
If it is a
Yes, correct.
if it is a typical, when you copy paste, will it exactly host to the ceilings? Will it host to the ceilings?
Can I give a
No,
better
if
example?
it is typical, then we can then it will fix on the ceiling. If it is uneven, then it will create a problem.
Even though if it is a typical building, you can't
Ceiling,
host it. Even
ceiling
though
is same level, then only it will work.
still
Okay,
not
can I give a better example, please?
better example. For example,
I'll give. I
okay,
have an example.
yeah.
For example, in basement, when we have a lot of car parks, like when we model, we place it, we model it randomly. But when we have to number in a sequence, then with Dynamo, we can place a line and it takes a sequence. For example, numbering the car parks in a sequence. That script helps. Or for example, in a master plan, we have plots of many plots, and we want to generate like building blocks based on FAR. We can get different options with the Dynamo scripts.
You clear? Still, we don't have. It's not limited,
There are
guys.
endless. There are endless. There are endless.
They're
But I'm saying
actually.
some examples.
The very basic examples I'm explaining you. I mean, when it comes to the advanced, where if you have a CAD file, so you can convert that CAD into the. I mean, it will able to understand which is a cable tray, which is a cable tray layer, and which is a duct layer, and it will understand it. It will place the cable trays over there. It will place the ducts over there. So this is what actually the complete. I mean, the advantage of learning this Dynamo. Okay, you can find a lot actually, not only one. For example, if you want to like as the same example, you have 100 elements, 100 fixtures in first floor, and in the third floor we have 100 again. So likewise in each and every floor, like you have to place like total 5,000 elements. When you start naming those, for 1 to 100 in a first level, and 2 to I mean like 200 to 299 in the second level. So after like doing like lot of changes within your MEP, you keep deleting and adding more objects. You keep deleting and adding into the more different kind of circuits. Then how do you actually, I mean, how it works? So for the first object, it has to be like 001, and second object 002, and like 003, 004, 005. You deleted a 005 and you left that, like you still continue with the 006. 006 and 007, 008. Actually, there is a, where you can use a 005. Then you have to convert, you have to rename the 06006 to 005, and 007 to 006, 008 to 007 again. So is this thing to change it manually? No, right? But when it comes to the Dynamo, you're going to play with the data when you can rename it all at a one instance. That's the next example. When it comes to the structural, wherever there is an object, I mean, wherever there is a column, you can control all the columns at the same time. Okay, if you want to place all the grids, I mean, all the columns in a intersection points, and if you want to maintain with a, if you want to use some sort of a calculations, it will understand the basic calculations as per your inputs, and it will place it exactly over there. And when it comes to the architecture, if you want to design something, even you can do it. Okay, who asked about this in Sivadevan? Are you an architecture or what? Are you an architecture guy, Siva?
Yeah. Architecture.
Oh, your architecture and MEP also, na? Or only architecture?
No, only architecture.
Only architecture. Then you
Earlier
supposed to.
studies I
Did you attend the yesterday's demo?
yeah I attended.
Okay, fine. Okay, well, that's fine then. So this is how the entire training program.
1 minute. This is for only electrical guys or MEP guys?
It's not for the electrical, it's not for the mechanical, not
No,
for the plumbing.
I am asking this demo. I'm
For
asking.
architecture, actually, those guys will be expecting in a different way, like how to create a complex geometries like this. Let me show you. Where is the PowerPoint and Dynamo geometry? So you guys, I mean, architecture and structural guys will expecting these kind of a complex geometries to design the complex geometries like this. So with the help of the Dynamo, you can create these kind of a geometries within Revit. Okay, likewise, like all this, the tunnel modeling, the bridge modeling, okay, and all these kind of structures. So we have a lot of examples like what we designed before, even like this one with the help of a Dynamo itself. Clear?
Going
This is the one side.
to separate this MEP guys and architecture guys. You are teaching with MEP guys right now.
Actually, I teach both, but unfortunately, I can take only one batch at the same time. So mostly I'll be focusing because like architecture, very less people, like 1 or 2 persons will be interested in learning. Okay, and when it comes to the MEP, where there is a more requirement for MEP itself, where they're going to play with a lot of elements and there is a lot of modeling to be done. Because once you developed an architecture model, I don't think so you'd have a lot of much work on it. When it comes to the MEP, they keep doing until the submission done, they keep doing a lot of changes. When it comes to the Dynamo, it helps them into the repetitive works, in the repetitive works itself. So, but especially I'm also from the MEP background. I know what is the importance when it comes to the MEP. So I'll keep explaining a lot of examples, like where else you
Will
can.
give architecture guys for examples.
So where we can create, I mean, where we
Mostly you
can.
are covering mostly the MEP elements only now.
MEP, yes, actually similar to the MEP, but
But,
what I'm teaching here, it's like a key concepts, Shiva. Key concepts. So key concept in the sense, like without knowing the key concepts, you can't even play with a architecture also. You can't play with an architecture also. Okay, so that's a different one, and there's a different one again. Okay, so that's similar to the geometry. You're going to play with the geometry, like how to create a circle, and how do you convert into a solid shape, and how do you give a different shape to it, and how do you split that surface into the number of faces again. So it's again a different it's a different thing. Clear? Clear, Shiva? So anyone have any questions? Aditya,
me, I
Arun,
don't know how you are sorry, you are giving for examples for architecture guys also like this. Like this, you show me this different shape of building, different shape of geometries. You are giving examples for this.
no, actually, still I'm up to some extent only, but the person who is going to teach you, I mean, the demo who is conducted, okay, he has a project experience on the complete I mean, parametric modeling. I'll teach you the key concepts when it comes to the architecture even, like with some 2 to 3 examples. But if you ask me something, even I have to create a Python script, but that guy is more faster than me. So we choose, like we had done like a lot of interviews, and we choose only one candidate, those who create any kind of a parametric modeling. Then we choose that Vietnam guy, and we hide him. Okay, he's a more perfect than me. Trust me, you will really enjoy that sessions for sure. Okay.
Mostly you are going to relate their teaching according to the MEP.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Well, any other questions? No.
No,
So
not now.
this is the first class, huh?
It's a first class. So from
This is the first class.
it's a first class.
Now
Likewise,
we have 14 class left. Yes,
sorry.
correct. Now we have only 14 class left, na? Okay. This session will total session is of 15 days.
No, it's
So
not exactly like a 15 classes. Sometimes it may extend it to 20, like a 15 to 20 classes as well. Until unless,
accordingly,
yeah, sometimes. So if you keep asking more questions, I have to give you more examples. Sometimes even I don't explain when you have a lot
So,
of questions.
I have one doubt. Can I get what topics we are going to cover in this
Very
15
good.
days?
Thanks for reminding. Thanks for reminding. I'm gonna show you those. It's like day one. Day one Dynamo. Stop. Dynamo June second batch. Okay, well, let me show you what are the topics that I'm going to explain the entire training module.
PDF can send me, just we will review on that.
Sure,
No
sure,
need to
sure.
time waste.
So, introduction,
No
what is
need
a
to
Dynamo?
waste time.
No problem, no problem. Just give me 2 minutes. What is a Dynamo? And getting started with the Dynamo. What is a visual programming? What is a visual programming, and how does a Dynamo, works, and interface, the entire Dynamo interface. So what do you mean by welcome screen, and what are the topics and how do you play with the Dynamo settings? So everything. So the entire interface, it will take one full day. And anatomy, we just covered only one of the topic, that's called anatomy of a node. And the second one is like even a dot notation, that is the dot notation what I taught you today. It's not even a basic, it's like a 20%. So the rest of the 80% would be after some days. Okay, so node states and execution types and computational thinking and user interface again. It's twice. No, this is different. That's different. Okay, so special syntax and managing data. How do you play with our list management, list organizations, list levels, and list lacing? So very dangerous node. Very dangerous topic are this. Okay, and graphic standards. How do you clean the entire graph according to the company standards? And visual programming. It's like what are the types do you have, and what are the number ranges? Like number ranges in the sense today I've shown you like 0, double dot, 1 double dot, 0.05. So it is like that. Okay, when it comes to the design scripting, this is an advanced topic that we are going to learn in this entire training module. Okay, so like I didn't teach this before. Into the previous batches, especially from the last batch, we are going to decide to teach the design scripting as per like most of the students keep asking me, sir, what is a code block and how do you write the entire thing into the code block? If you have some 10 set of a nodes, if you have a 10 set of a nodes, you can simply uh, make it simple in one single node, one common node. That's what like a design scripting. You'll be knowing all this later. Okay, so the main key concepts that you are going to learn is like a data types is a first key concept, and anatomy second key concept, and node behaviors the third one, and fourth, fifth, and sixth one, and seventh, eighth, ninth, 10. Total these 10 key concepts that you are going to learn in the entire training module. Clear? Out of this, like anatomy of a node is a very basic small one. Node where execution types is also small one. So when it comes to the filtering, that is also small one. So rest of the 7 are very huge concepts. So it will take some time to explain in detail. Are you clear, Aditya, Arun, and Divyan, and everyone?
So the certification will be means from
Autodesk.
Autodesk certified.
Autodesk authorized it. It's not an Autodesk certificate, it is an authorized, because like if you go and join any other training institutes, they'll also provide you the authorized only the Autodesk. If you got trained by the Autodesk team, then only you will be getting like Autodesk certificate. You understand? Okay, and we are slowly going to release. Once you're done with this training set, generally Autodesk doesn't have any certificates for the Dynamo. You can get a Revit certification. You can get a any other national certification, but you cannot get a Dynamo certification because they don't have it all. In that case, every these kind of all tools would be like a authorized only. If you have any, I mean, if the Dynamo has released a certificate, definitely you can come to us to BIM Era. Sir, Autodesk has released a Dynamo certificates. Why don't you issue my certificate? Then we'll issue. Do you understand? Once it is,
Yeah, I understand.
once it is clear from their end, we can create it. We'll definitely give you, because we are an Autodesk authorized training center. Only the person who is very good in, because I have given the training, I mean, and the corporate trainings to the even Autodesk teams where the Autodesk team have. So don't worry about the training at all. You will be learn this in a very extreme way. Trust me. Clear?
Yeah,
Hope you enjoyed this today's session or bored.
yeah, enjoy. No, enjoy. Just want to know means why we are means is there any future for Dynamo? Because right now I am working on BIM only since 7 years,
Hmm.
so I don't know that much of Dynamo. So what do you think? Means is there any future for this Dynamo? Means how
The
we can
future
search the job for this and how to apply?
future is a Dynamo only. The future is Dynamo only, Aditya. I mean, where you see the complete, it's like the automation. If you go and check any Naukri for any Revit coordinator jobs, they must looking for the person. I mean, you should have that qualification. It's like an additional tool. And why they're looking for the BIM automation experts? Because of they know the importance of, like, even I trained like lot of managers. If you go through my profile, if you okay okay if you go through my profile, so if you go through my profile, you see trained a lot of managers, and they know what is an importance of Dynamo. So if you go for an interview and say, like, just shown that you already created, if you created some sort of a scripts and list it out in your CV somewhere in your portfolio, this is what like we did, this is what I created, and this is what I can do, I mean, this is what I can create for you. So this is where I can save your time. Kalas, you will be definitely in. I mean, if there is a competition where there is a like a with 5 years of experienced candidates, five people who went to an interview and they don't have any Dynamo experience and you have, definitely you will be in, because most of the companies know the power of a Dynamo. Most of every company, I mean, if you see the candidates, few of the persons, like I they got trained by their companies itself. They don't want to go with any the student salaries, I mean students fees, I mean student salaries, personal money, the companies will paying for them. This is how actually. Okay. Okay, we'll see tomorrow. Hope you enjoy this session. Clear?
I want to ask in one thing.
Yeah, Aditya.
If I joined your training program,
Hmm.
and in case due to some reasons I do, if I have any problem
Hmm.
and I couldn't continue this training for the particular time,
I'll share the
then
recorded sessions.
could I be,
I'll share the recorded
or else
sessions.
could I be joined for another your batch?
Even you joined in this batch, even you finish this batch and still you lack of practice, if you couldn't do it, you can join in the next batch also. You can join in the third batch also. You can join in n number of times. Doesn't matter. You understand? Even the Sam we have today, he has joined in the last, actually he has joined in the last batch, and due to he is affected by COVID, and he is going to join in this batch from the beginning again. I don't have any issues, because you don't need to pay in a single NB, because you're already a BIM Era student. You understand? You will be enjoying a lot of benefits from BIM Era in future, guys. Because if you are a student, if you see any ad in that it doesn't work, you can directly ping us. So we are a students, and the what we are going to release the add-ins in the market. It is like a licensed. It's still like a license. We can cancel it anytime. But for our students, if you got cancel your license, I mean, if you not use, I mean, you're not able to use that add-ins because of any license issue, we'll give it you for complete entire the add-ins for free of cost. We are going to release total 100 add-ins with the next 2 months, with the next 2 years. And by end of the 2022, we are going to release like 100 add-ins, and for our students, it's completely free. Clear? That's what I promise. And any other questions?
Question is not actually means what happened. It means right now the means for Revit software we don't have the Revit. So
I'll provide.
Autodesk as well.
I'll provide you.
You provide?
I'll provide you.
Okay,
But
thank you so much.
I'll provide you like it's a